Hello, hello. What is up? Timmy Wenger here from The Man Effect. I thought it would be a good thing to encapsulate and go over the topic of becoming a more confident man. A very popular blog post on my website is 15 ways you can become a more confident man. And, in my journey of talking with a lot of men, doing a lot of reading and writing, obviously, it's been very surprising to me how crucial and desirable confidence is for men. And so, what I actually wanted to do was just go over uh, these 15 points because I think they're pretty good and I can jump into them a little bit more. The first point on there is confident men have a vision. Now, I don't know about you, but when I am directionless, I don't feel confident in myself and anyone else. So having a vision is a big deal. And I really, really encourage you to go and find out what your vision is. Now, that might seem like a broad, like generic statement, but it takes work for people, for myself. It's taken a lot of work for myself to know what I wanted in my life and to where I want the vision to be headed and like what I relate to and all of those things. So I would just encourage you, like, if you don't have a vision for your life, don't expect it to happen overnight, but also pursue it. Like, absolutely pursue it. Start writing down what you want. Think about old dreams from when you were a kid. Nothing says you have to do them, but it's just always interesting. And also, like, start taking steps, start taking action, right? Anyway, if you want to read more about that, it's on the blog, which is linked in the description. Anyway, the second one is confident men know themselves. I really like this one because some of the most confident men I've ever encountered are men who exude security within themselves. It's like they know they have issues, they know they're not special, or they know that there's stuff that's hard in their life, but like they're so secure in themselves, right? They know themselves. And from that place, confidence comes. And so it's like you need to put in the work, though. Um, some of my points say that the more repetitions you do, the more confident you become in yourself and your abilities. And so it's like doing that inner work and discovering who you are and pushing towards being like knowing yourself. Like, it takes work, but it can be done, and you just have to do it. Ask your friends and colleagues what they view as your strengths and weaknesses. Think about how other people perceive you. Think about how your decisions are impacting other people. Think about how your lack of decisions are impacting other people. Oh, anyway, obviously I could go on and on. But number three, confident men take action. This one is imperative and crucial for you if you as a man want to grow in confidence. Because guess what? Even though you could have dreams for years and years that you would be a great businessman or an awesome athlete, if you never fucking take action, you will never know and you'll never have actual confidence. You'll just have arrogance and ignorance. It's like confident men move on what they believe they want or what they think they want or what they're trying to attain. They take actionable steps, they go for it. And guess what? That part's not hard. Everyone has the ability to do something, right? Because life has given everybody the commodity and the ability to make a decision. So you have the choice to make any type of move, any type of action. Now, there are restraints of finances, geography, or whatever you're trying to attain, but you still have the ability to choose how you're thinking and what you're doing with your time, all sorts of things. So get out there, take action. Don't wait till the perfect day. Don't let perfectionism hold you back. Oh, number four. This is going to be a long video, apparently. Confident men have failed. Now, there's a quote that I really like, and it fits perfectly with this, is that the master has failed more times than the beginner has ever tried, or the apprentice, or however you want it. But I used to be an electrician, right? Now, I didn't get certified as a master electrician. I was testing for it, all that kind of stuff. But something I learned was that the guys with the most experience and ability to execute electrical work were the guys who had gone through the most mistakes. They had learned from a ton of mistakes from textbooks and just the repetition and the work. But the reality was is they had failed multiple times, but they didn't allow it to stop them. And so that is something, it's huge. It's really huge. And so defining what you believe failure is might literally change your life. And it will literally, oh God, I'm saying that a lot. But honestly, if you assess what you think failure is, it could change things for you. Anyway, be self-aware. This will allow you to know when you are letting shame hold you back. Ask yourself if you are not trying something because you're afraid of failing. No, if this is true, ask yourself why you are scared. This will usually disarm that power that's holding you back. So, all right, confident men, number 5, take care of themselves. Now, I don't know. This is kind of tied to self-worth, but I won't say this point I haven't seen in every single man who I embody as a confident individual, but I've met a lot of guys who are very good and intentional about taking care of themselves and loving themselves, which it directly influences being confident. So, number 6, confident men push themselves. I mean, I don't know how much more I need to go into depth into that, but like the men that have inspired me or that I've read, like haven't directly met, but read on or watched their videos, these are people, men who have pushed themselves, and their confidence in themselves is like a momentum thing. Like it's like as they push harder, they get more and more confident. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful, and I'm kind of jealous of it. So take on difficult tasks, face one fear a week, do things that push you to your limits, and test those limits and see how they influence you. All right, here's another one. Number 7, confident men think positive. Now, I'm trying to think of a good example of someone like this. I can't think of an actual person to embody this attribute in my mind, but what I know I was going for when writing about this is that a confident man who thinks positive is because he's weathered a lot of storms, and so he's has this self-mastery where he has the ability to know that tough times do come and I make it through them, and I have the choice on how to control my internal thoughts and world. And so I choose to think positive in times when I don't want to. And even in my own life, like I've been taking steps to do that and like move towards those negative thoughts, just for an example. And when I address those and I say no, like no more, Tim, like not with this, none. And when I push through that, my life has changed. Absolutely. It's incredible. So, yeah, try to think more positive. I'm not saying don't deny reality, but make conscious decisions to not hold yourself in a negative place. Oh, I like this one. Number 8, confident men are generous. Oh, I just like this one. Um, if you do not have any extra money, find a nonprofit to donate your time to. Like, there's more ways to be generous than just with money. You can be compassionate. You can care about others. You can donate your time. You can build after someone. There's all sorts of ways that you can be generous. And why I tie this into confidence is a confident man knows that he has something to offer and is aware of when to give it. Sure, not all confident men are generous, but it is an attribute of some confident men that I've personally encountered, So think of it this way. A man who is not confident in his ability to produce income or take care of himself will not believe he has anything to give to others. I hope that summarizes it well enough for you. All right, number 9. Confident men are open to learning. Okay. This one is just killer because here's the reality. When I'm in a room with a bunch of, let's just call them the old boys in the construction world, or in a room of businessmen, and there's this one dude or one guy or one woman I guess it doesn't really matter, but this context is about men. If there's a guy in that room who always says, yeah, oh yeah, I know, or portrays that he knows everything, that dude is just displaying that he's insecure. This isn't alpha male crap. This is, I'm hella insecure. Like, if you knew everything, the chances are you probably won't even say it. So confident men aren't scared to say, yeah, I don't know that. They know the context and the ability of how to communicate that, but they're not demeaned by not knowing something, because the reality is we don't know shit. And so it's learning how to navigate that. So the thing is, you don't know everything. I don't know everything. So we need to learn how to gracefully say, hey, you know what? Even though I would love to say I know that, could you explain that to me? There's many times in my dialogue with other human beings where they say statements or make references. And I'm like, hold on a second. What do you mean by that? What is that? I don't know. And they might roll their eyes because it's probably pop cultural and I don't really care, or it's a business term that I haven't heard before. And so it's a great exercise to just admit you don't know something and be okay with it and not feel like a lesser human being or man. All right. Which, number 10 ties right in with number 9. Confident men don't need to be heard all the time. So this is out of a place of self-security, right? So it's like, if I'm sitting in a room and we're just hanging out with my friends, I'm just listening, and I might talk a little bit, but I'm secure in myself enough to know that I don't have to fill the empty, silent moments with my voice, or I don't have to portray myself as a strong man or a wealthy guy or anything like that. Like, I'm just good with being myself. And that's confidence. That's knowing that you're a good man. That's knowing that you have what it takes to do X, Y, and Z. And so I don't know if you've ever been in this scenario, but when you're in a room and there's that one dude, who's like pretty wealthy, or he's not wealthy, but he just has a lot of wisdom in a certain area, and he's just silent the whole time. When he says something, you listen, right? Because he's like done this psychological thing where you're like, wow, that guy must be super confident. That guy must know his stuff. And so he's okay with being quiet. I wonder what he actually has to say. So anyway, there's that one. Observe how people react when you only say what needs to be said. That's a great line. I'm glad I wrote that. Like, try it out in your own life. Like, don't fill a room with a bunch of noise just because it needs to have noise. Like, be silent, check it out, and go from there. All right, number 11. Confident men are perseverant. Now, you remember when I was talking about how confident men push? Well, confident men also are perseverant. And why does this tie with confidence? It's because men who are confident believe in their vision, their abilities, themselves, enough to know that they have to push through those hard spots. Oh, there's a little noise out there. And it just takes the reps. It takes that perseverance, right? So confident men have this self-confidence, which exudes external confidence. Oh, there's a quote by Samuel Johnson at the beginning of that segment that says, great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. I'm gonna agree more. Couldn't have agreed with that more. One thing to do if you want to grow in perseverance is just find other people that are very perseverant and have attained goals and dreams that are similar to what you want or are of the similar drive. Just start rubbing shoulders with people who are different than you. You know. All right, we're on number 12. Confident men ask questions. So this one ties with number 9 and number 10, but yeah, just how does asking questions show confidence? Let's just kind of read a little bit of this. It says simply this: because if you ask questions, you are showing that you do not have a need to be heard, and you are not, and that you are open to learning. It's like, it's just maintaining this humble, open posture that says, I'm pretty sure of some things, but I'm open to learning more and I'm open to being wrong. And I'm confident enough in myself that I'll be okay to ask questions and get things clarified. This is one of my favorite ones because it's like, here's an example of what you can do to learn more is you can say, what do you mean? I love that question. I just love it. And rather than making a statement that will make you sound intelligent, ask a question instead. Now, part of the reason why I really, really like this one is because personally, the Man Effect was founded on one question, which is, if you were to describe what it means to be a man in one word, what would it be and why? And I'll tell you what, that's just a phenomenal, phenomenal question that not only changed my life, it's started to change others. And honestly, it didn't come from a place of confidence, but that question, asking that question, led to a series of other questions, which led me to be a much more confident man. And life happened. Sure, I got older, but yeah. Anyway. 13. Confident men are not people pleasers. Yeah, I don't really know how much to expound on that in this video because it's just like, it's pretty straightforward. A confident man in his vision and in his convictions knows that there will be times when what he does and what he believes may not be accepted by everyone, and that's okay. It's like, no, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing, and I'm sorry if you don't agree with me, but this is where I'm headed. That's confidence. I mean, there's a fine line there. Obviously, you don't want to like run over people and whatnot, but sometimes that happens. I'm not going to go super in depth on that one, but confident men just aren't people pleasers. Do a self audit. See if you find yourself changing your stance on issues or beliefs that when different people are around you. It's like there's this golden sign that you have some people pleaser around you. And you're like, how would I explain this? Yeah, if you just constantly find yourself changing your stance, like on politics, on economics, on religion, just because of who you're around, that means you're not confident in that area of your life. And you're not okay with being disagreeable in that scenario. And obviously you can take that too far, but I think you should understand what I'm saying. Don't be a split personality disorder motherfucker. All right. Confident men are not agreeable, which is pretty much something I just said. But if you spent any time like checking out videos online and stuff, something that is predominantly a attribute of men is that they are disagreeable and women are more agreeable. I'm not saying that it's overall every single human is on those two scales, but in general, like statistically, like men are generally disagreeable, women are more agreeable. So there is that part. But like for me, I don't find myself to be very disagreeable or not agreeable, however you want to state it. So that's something to take into consideration. But a confident man knows when to stand his ground. And this means at some points in life that he has to say no or not go with the crowd. This is like built in on the last point, obviously. We just talked about that. But a confident man is a man of conviction and sticks to it. Others perceive this as confidence and strength. Or they could get mad at you, I guess. But to grow in confidence, becoming a man who is not always agreeable should be on your list. Like, I really hope it is. But here's how you can do some of it. I can't guarantee this is a one size fits all, but have values and morals to live by and stick to them. Like, live with conviction. Know when to say no. And when you disagree with someone, say it politely. Like, or I mean, depending on the scenario, but there's no reason to be an asshole, but there is a place to be open about where you're at. It's not every situation, but they do exist. So, all right. Last one, number 15. Confident men know how to listen. A man who is confident in himself has learned how to listen intently to those speaking. He is not insecure about the need to be heard. No, he is listening intently, asks questions, and engages in conversation. Man, I don't think I could sum it up any better. I mean, I did write it, so I'm okay with that. But confident men don't have that need to be heard, don't have that need to be an asshole. They'll stand their ground when they need to, but they're okay with just listening and just hearing what other people are saying. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please share it. If you want to read the article, it's in the description below. I really appreciate your time. Hit the subscribe button, comment. I don't know. Go check out the website. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good day. All right. Bye-bye.